Hello everyone, David Nicholas here. This week, the presidential race for 2012 officially kicked off with the Iowa caucuses, which took place on Tuesday. Who's still in and who's out? The president makes an appointment and takes advice from an economic legend. What do you do when you're a Republican and you lose your Senate seat to a Democrat after 12 years in office? Well, outside of writing a book and being a contributor for Fox News, you run for president. We call it pulling a Rick. The former senator from Pennsylvania, Rick Santorum, who consistently had been polling in the low single digits, seemingly grabbed a hold of one of those magical stars from Mario Brothers and sprinted to the top, knocking everything out along his way.
Ricky Santorum.
But only to find himself in the end jumping to the flagpole and coming up short with just 8 votes shy of the prize.
Oh, Ricky.
Despite his popularity with social conservatives in the state, Santorum came in a close second, losing by just those few votes to former Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney. In an all-out brawl that went late into the night, Ron Paul came in 3rd, Newt Gingrich in 4th, Rick Perry in 5th, and Michele Bachmann in 6th. And given Michele Bachmann's 6th place finish, she officially announced she is stepping down from the campaign.
Michele Bachmann has also announced a big thing today.
Last night, the people of Iowa spoke with a very clear voice, and so I have decided to stand aside.
Now the pressure is on the 5th place finisher, the gun-slinging, boot-wearing gunslinger from Texas, Governor Rick Perry, who eked out 10% of the overall vote. Your move, cowboy.
And Rick Perry has tweeted, the next leg of his marathon is South Carolina, and this is the picture that went along with that tweet.
Jaunty photograph of the governor in his jogging togs.
The next stop for the governor looks like South Carolina, so Michele Bachmann out. Aww. And Rick Perry with his jaunty jogging suit in. Yeehaw! President Obama bypassed the Senate this week as he appointed a new Consumer Bureau chief, former Ohio Attorney General Richard Cordray, to be the first director of the new Consumer Financial Protection Agency. Well, what's the Consumer Financial Protection Agency, you ask? It's basically another group of unelected communist appointees who sit in a room all day and come up with new ways they can bring down our great United States without actually having to pass any laws to do it. Is anyone really surprised though? This is what America looks like, people, when you elect a Kardashian-style reality TV star with a thin, unimpressive legislative record with little to no executive experience whatsoever to be president. You get a complete failure who quits midterm trying to govern by constitutional laws and uses his unelected cronies to do his Marxist bidding for him. It's like a bad dream that you can't wake up from. And speaking of bad dreams, former President Jimmy Carter gives back this week in the form of advising the president on the economy. I know that's an oxymoron, but we just report the facts here, people. And yes, it's correct. Jimmy Carter, the worst president in American history, is currently advising the president on important economic matters. If you thought it couldn't get any worse, it just did. So if you're anything like me and your brain is trying to erase any memory of that awful time period of our nation's history when Jimmy Carter was in office, just to refresh the mem, he was the guy who gave away the Panama Canal, is responsible for the Islamic Revolution, massive inflation, stagnation, energy problems. We could be here all day. But Jimmy Carter was an awful president that was followed by Ronald Reagan, which some could argue was the greatest president of the 20th century. So now that I think about it, President Obama, do exactly what old Jimmy tells you. Well, that's a wrap for the week. I'm David Nicholas. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Be sure to give us a like and comment below, and check out our website, FutureVoicesOfAmerica.org. Stay informed, stay tuned, and we'll see you soon.